Well, hello everybody. I had a Raven moment this morning and I decided to leave my apartment early, and I'm glad I did because traffic was a little backed up for a bit, and I'm guessing that it's going to be backed up still because it's the tail end of spring break for most people, and so a lot of people are going back home and whatnot. But I was thinking that this is a long drive that I have from my apartment down to Anaheim for work, and I'm not supposed to be there till like 2:30, and I left early, but I realized that this drive is really awesome because not only do I just get to like sit here and kind of just think, but also I get to talk to you guys for a while, which is awesome because I don't ever get to vlog when I walk to work on my other job or whatever, because I kind of live in a city where I feel like I would get shot on the side of the street if I was just walking. But I wanted to do a story time today. So I used to live in a very small town called Yucca Valley, and go ahead and Google it. It's a tiny ass little town full of little people that woke up every day to be in everybody else's business. And I went to a college called Copper Mountain College, and it was also a very tiny college, but the great thing about this college was that it was run by the town and by the local government, and so it was able to be open all the time. Even during summertime when all the classes in Cal State schools were being closed down, Copper Mountain was still open and they had classes available. So I was able to take classes that people were driving 50 minutes to 2 hours to get to the class. So I went to this college, and it was about a 20-minute drive from my house to the college. I generally could make it in about 12 to 15 because I drive recklessly, or I used to. And I used to listen to Utada Hikaru the entire time that I would drive out there, and I was addicted to her Utada United concert, and so I would listen to that all the time, and that was like my jam, going from my house to Copper Mountain College. And I was a very secluded child because I used to be really depressed, and to an extent I still kind of struggle with that in times, but I used to be really, really depressed, and my parents didn't support my anything really. I was really interested in Japanese culture, and they didn't really support that. There was a point even where I was able to go to Japan to teach English, and I would have been paid for it for a year, and my parents didn't support me going, and they said that they didn't want me there. So anyways, I had this huge obsession for Japanese culture. I had this huge obsession for all this different stuff. My parents didn't really support me, so driving was kind of my own little secluded me time. And I was able to just listen to my music and scream it at the top of my voice and just sit in whatever was going on and not have to worry about my problems, because driving has always been a source of freedom in some ways, that I have just been able to get in my car and drive away from wherever my problems are at. And that's how I usually feel about driving, is like when I'm driving away from something, I'm driving away from a problem, or I'm driving away from a place, not necessarily a problem, but from a dynamic. And you know how you can sometimes get into a funk where there's like an aura around wherever you live, wherever you work, or wherever you go normally, and there's just things associated with it that you just want to leave and take a vacation from for a while. And for me, that's what driving does. For most occasions, not all of them, but for a lot of them, especially with leaving my house and going places. And so I love this drive because it reminds me of going to Copper Mountain College and just being able to leave all my problems in crappy Azusa and being able to just leave and know that I don't have to be there all day. Because where I work up there, and I work just a couple blocks away from my apartment, so it's like even when I leave for work, I'm not getting away from it. And for those of you who know anything about my situation at all, I don't know if I blogged it at all, but my boss at work is just a menace. He has done so many shady things that bosses shouldn't be doing, and so it just makes the job really difficult. And I love Disneyland so far with all of my heart because I feel like I belong here. There's just something that makes me so happy about knowing that I'm going here, and I don't know, I'm just really excited. But anyway, all that story time to tell you is that I used to listen to Utada Hikaru the entire time that I would drive out to college, and I really miss the fact that I don't have a good CD player and that my tape player doesn't work because I can't listen to her anymore, and I can't plug in my iPod because the tape that I got for the player doesn't work. It doesn't actually go in there, so I'm kind of just sitting in here in silence. But in some ways I think that's cool. Just kind of get to sit in everything and I don't know, I feel like we don't ever really get away from, not necessarily our problems, but we don't really just get away from life and have no distractions at all. And I feel like driving gives me very few distractions because it's so automatic for me. I don't know. I feel like as a culture we don't respect sitting in silence, and we need something to constantly be grabbing our attention to keep us away from sitting in silence. So I appreciate it. And to some extent using the vlog as escaping silence, but I think at the same time I want to be able to talk to you guys because I don't ever really get to do it. And also I would have rather have done this sitting down in my room and with no with no loudness or anything. But last year I made a promise during beta, and I promised that if I had gotten 200 subscribers that I would do VED. Now my friend Sheely, who hasn't been in a vlog of mine for a really long time, she suggested that I do VED last year, and I was like, well, no, I'm not going to do that because I only have like 50 subscribers. It's not even going to be worth it to do VED. Like, there's no point in even doing it. I'd be the only one that was watching it. And I got my goal actually a couple weeks ago, and so for those of you who have been seeing that I've been uploading a video every day and been like, oh, it's just beta, you know, Jeremy's just doing a beta. I'm doing VED. So I may start categorizing my videos as being a VED video. I'm not sure, but that is what I'm doing now. So VED stands for vlog every day. It's short for, you know, beta, which is vlog every day in April. So it's just vlog every day. And I'll be doing that probably until forever, or until I decide to stop, which probably won't be for a long time. So you guys can look forward to seeing me being boring, driving in my car, talking to you guys about morning musume, utada hikaru, stuff that's going on in my life, and random poop at all times, every day, all year long. So if any of you guys want to jump ship, I won't be offended. And by that I mean, if you want to unsubscribe, I won't be offended if you don't want to see a video of mine every single day. But just to let you know that I'm going to be mixing it up. It's not just going to be like me rambling and being like every day. I will be doing more videos like I have been doing where, I don't know, you guys know my videos. You guys have seen them. But I'll be doing videos like that. So, I'm on my way to work. I'm about halfway there. I'm actually making really good time, so I may stop for food along the way, even though I already ate this morning. And I didn't include it in yesterday's video. I actually ended up cutting it, but because I was really boring about the whole thing. I want to start taking care of myself better, and I want to be able to start eating better, and I want to make sure that I actually am eating, because I will sacrifice eating for fear of not having enough money or whatever. I'll just make up excuses why I don't need to eat, and I don't want it to become a problem, and I don't want it to become a negative habit. So I would like it if all of you guys could keep me accountable to that if I go through, there's a random merge. If I go through an entire video and I'm not talked about food or anything, or shown myself eating in any way just to prove that I am actually eating and taking care of myself, or if I look like I'm losing an excessive amount of weight, I would really appreciate it if you guys would call me out on it and just be like, Jeremy, you need to eat. You're getting too thin. So I would like that, because I need to be taking care of myself, because things are not going to get any less stressful over the next 6 months than they already are. But that is the end for this video. Happy birthday, Todd. Peace out. Itadakimasu.